Don't stop.
Hi, thanks for joining me in the Everything and Anything in a Bit Gay podcast. I thought I just did this whole intro and I realized after I was finished, I didn't even hit the record button. So I was just sitting here talking to myself into the camera. So that wasn't recording. Amazing. But welcome to my show today. I have a great guest I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But before I do, I want to kind of give you a reference about her a little bit. And then but she runs a talent modeling agency. And it's so funny that I interviewed her because me and my mom just talked about when me and my brother were kids. My brother came to her and said, "Mom, I want to be a model." And my mom's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "What does that mean?" And so I don't know how my brother was. He must have been, I'm guessing he was probably 13 or something, or 14. I could see him doing this at that age. And so she said, "Well, how do you become a model?" He goes, "Well, you got to call around to the stores and see if I can become a model." You know, my mom doesn't know about my mom doesn't realize that you have to go to like an agency and get cast and get selected and go on go-sees and do all this stuff. So, you know what my mom does? She spends a day, because there's no internet back then. My brother was 13. She spends a day calling around the department stores at the mall to see if my brother could be a model for them. And yeah, I don't know if she was like asking about the catalog. Like maybe there was Sears back then. Maybe she was calling Sears catalog to see if my brother could but the Sears in Miami wasn't the place where you would have called to get into a catalog or I don't know, a newspaper or something. I don't know. Like my mom just like didn't know. And my mom just like, it was so weird calling around. Like she's probably calling like the main operator at the mall in Miami saying, you know, at I don't know, JCPenney's, let's say, or Burdines, which is a department store in Miami or in Florida, saying, "Hey, my son wants to be a model. Like, how do I make him a model?" I'm sure they were like, "Yeah, don't we all want to be models?" So it's just so funny. And my he's cute, but yeah, he's not a model. I mean, it's not like he's like 6'6". I'm trying to think, like, what, 13, what did he look like? He looked like a kid, like a baby. Like, I don't know. I don't know. My brother was not a model. Maybe I would have been. No, I wouldn't have been. I never thought I would be a model. I do remember, though, I was working at Burdines. I was in college. Was I a freshman in college? I was a freshman in college working at a department store. I was working in the men's department, and this guy and woman come up to me, and they said, "Oh my God, you should be a hair model." And I said, "What's a hair model?" Like, "Oh, you know, you come in, there's like hair care products do like these events where they have models come, and the people that do hairstylists are like, they'll do your hair differently and stuff, and you're like a model for them. And they take your picture and then it goes into wherever they would put it." So, because there was no websites back then. But I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I remember like thinking, I felt so good when this lady's like, "You should be a hair model." Because I'm trying to think what my hair was like whenever I was a freshman in college. It was definitely probably some blonde color. I don't remember what it was like. I'd have to go back and try to find old pictures. But, oh yeah, I know. It was kind of just like, maybe kind of like it is now. But it was like longer in the front. It was very 90s. And very short in the back. I think shaved in the back. I had like that surfer haircut, I believe I had that night. And when I was a freshman in college. I don't know. I have had some really bad haircuts and bad hair colors. I remember when I used to dye my hair at home, or I'd go to a friend's house and dye my hair in college with Miss Clairol or whatever. And then when I used to try to bleach my hair, oh my God, that was like I bleached my hair one time. My neighbor, who was like kind of a hairstylist at one point in her life, I told her I wanted to have bleach blonde white hair. And she's like, "Okay." And so she came over and she did it. She's like, "Okay," she put all the stuff in. I think you have to strip your hair first and then you put in the bleach. And so we did it. And then she's like, "No, it's kind of yellow or something. we're going to do it again. I'm like, oh, okay. So, I mean, I didn't know. Like, I feel like she knew what she was doing. So she did it again. And then I had white bleach blonde hair, but it burned the hell out of my scalp. I had these like red sores on my head, like where it burned, like blisters almost, where it burned my head. And my hair was like almost translucent. Thank God I'm surprised it didn't all fall out. But we did that one time at home and never did that again. I have dyed my hair platinum blonde many times since then, but I had to go to a professional, like at a salon, and pay a lot of money to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought, I was probably a sophomore in college when I did that. Maybe I was a freshman. I don't know. It was early college days when I decided to do that too. Madonna had a platinum blonde hair back then. I needed to do everything she did. I thought I was Madonna in some ways. So that's what I did. And now here I am. My hair's still blondish. I was talking with somebody the other day on video chat, and they're like, do you have red hair? I'm like, no, God, I do not have red hair. Like, what? Does my hair look red? So I have highlights in my hair, but I don't have red hair. It's blonde. So how insulting to say I have red hair. I'm not a ginger. So my guest today, her name is Leila. She was fantastic. Loved her. She owns a talent modeling agency, and she's been doing, I think, for 21 or 22 years. She does fashion shows. She has this magazine that's out. She does a modeling class now. She was so interesting, and she does so many cool things. Like, I would love to go to LA to meet her. And just because she casts people in movies, she's been in movies, she's been in TV shows. She's had such an interesting life. And when she said that she was been doing this for 21 years, I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't kind of add up, because she doesn't look old enough to do a job for 21 years, but because she looks fantastic. But I guess when you're running a modeling agency, you look fantastic because you know what to do to look fantastic. And she was so beautiful. She was so kind and polite, and I loved her. So enjoy my interview with Leila, and I will put links to her website if you want to become a model or go to one of her modeling classes, or you want to be in a movie or a TV show or get cast in something. She's the person to go to. So thanks so much for listening, and enjoy my episode. And I'll be back tomorrow with a new guest. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything in a Bit Cake podcast. Today, I have a very beautiful guest, and she is, as you can see, if you're watching this on video, she is stunningly gorgeous. So welcome to the show, Leila.
Thank you, Zach. How are you? Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, so you have so much that you've done in your career. So I just want to kind of just start off, because you've had a talent agency called RLC Models and Talent Agency for 21 years. That's you, and you're in LA, which is a huge market for models.
Yes, I have for a long time.
You must be very proud of that.
Yes, I am. I mean, yes.
I mean, whenever you're looking for a model or you're looking for somebody, because I looked at your website today, and you have some really fantastic looking people on there. Do you go when you're like out shopping or dinner or something? Do you sometimes discover people? Like, do you see people like, you should come work for my agency?
I do all the time, especially when I go like simple restaurants or bartenders. They usually the most beautiful girls. So actually, I have one model. She's from Argentina, and I went to the Argentinian place, and she would have no makeup. She was completely like simple, but she was so beautiful. I said, this girl looks so pretty without makeup. I can imagine with the whole shop. So actually, she's been doing a lot of my fashion shows, and she's gorgeous. But yeah, most of the time people comes to me because I have for so long the agency, and I accept all type of talents because I own the talent in the modeling agency. So, of course, runway models is not the same. Commercial models, actors. We have different levels of actors. Depends the career or So I have all types. So, and because I'm a casting director, so it's not about what I pick. It's about what they're looking for. So I always have to have a lot of talent. Tons of talent. So when the directors come in and select people, I have enough, and I don't have to like run and look for it. Sometimes I do, because sometimes they're asking for something that's completely different, and I don't have it in the agency moment,
Yeah, that makes sense. And you've done you've worked with major partnerships too, like with Budweiser is one of the partnerships that you've worked with. Tell me about that. Like, how
Yeah,
did you
so
get that that's such a big one?
actually that was one of my first clients when I opened the agency. So before I opened the agency, it was 3 months after I moved here. I have a friend, he works in the beer company, and I come with the idea to open the agency, the modeling agency. And I told him, hey, it is any chance that you can let me have a meeting with the distribution where they cut the beer, Budweiser, Corona. I said, oh, no problem. So he actually set up the meeting for me. And it was at this company where it's like 20 minutes, and me, my English was so bad in the moment. And I collect like 10 models, girls, and I went in the meeting. They're all looking around because in that time it wasn't the website. It was more like a looking the book, and the time it was all at school by 23 years ago. That's exactly 23 years ago. I opened the agency, 2022. And
Wow.
and and they're all passing around the book, and they say, okay, we would like to hire you for in 2 weeks for September. Independence for Mexicans, Independence Days. We're going to hire you 16 models. I was like, can you do it? Like, sure. So then I had to look for 6 more models. And that was easy. And from there, it was such a success, that event, that they start hiring me for until COVID, because after COVID, things happened that they didn't
Yeah.
they start the activation now. So I have my whole career working with Budweiser, Tecate, and it's amazing because they are biggest sponsors in the sport. So that's why I was involved in boxing with Tecate beer, and like baseball, basketball, because the beer companies sponsor all these bigger events. And that was lucky to me because I can book my models such a good jobs. And because of that, they recommend to me other companies that I start going to conventions, and that's how I make my agency so big, going to conventions and getting a lot of clients, you know.
Yeah, so in your early sponsorships, you were working with like football games, you were doing boxing matches, Grand Prix races. What did that all teach you kind of about the entertainment industry? Did you learn a lot from doing those?
I did, because first you learn about how everything works, right? And
Mhm.
if you can work in any of these bigger events, you can do anything, because it's so much stress. We're talking about uh, thousands of people to come in to see a game, right? Or we did the biggest boxing with like Water,
Yeah.
many Oscar, everybody. So we go to the stadium is too many people. So you have a big responsibility to make sure everything is on top, and the sponsor who's paying, they want everything perfect. So you cannot mistake at all. So that means models being on time, understand what they're doing, traveling, you learn a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
And we'll be right back. Okay, now back to the show. What is your kind of formula that you've kind of created to know what partnerships and sponsorships will be worth your time? Like, how do you figure that out? Like, you've just figured that over the years, or what's your formula for that?
I think it's like companies like big like Budweiser, they already come in the year and they say, okay, this is how much our budget is, this is how much money we're going to give you, this is how much we can spend. So
Mhm.
you already know how much money you make at least with this company, right? So it's beautiful. So we will say 70% is coming from that. That's how big it is and how much potential they have. Now the other
Yeah.
companies like TV shows, commercials, music videos, it goes and back, it's never constantly. So you don't know. You in the months you get booked a lot, and maybe past 2, 3 months, and then you not even heard from them, right? So that is a little bit like not constantly. Same as the movie stuff, maybe you're lucky they book you a lot, and maybe you don't go know one movie in the whole year. or maybe you do. Most
Oh,
of the time, you will get at least one or two. Always, my goal is get one or two movies. But yeah, so what you learn is when you work with the sponsors, you always going to have work all the time. When you work directly with like production companies, you don't know, but it's there,
yeah,
record labels, you always have work. Like music videos is one thing that I have all the time, it's like
yeah,
constantly work. So yeah, so I don't know if I answer your question, but
yeah, yeah. No, you did. I mean, you've been in the same room with like some major people like Drake, Enrique Iglesias, Bad Bunny, Snoop Dogg. Like you've been there. Like, what is that like to be with those people behind the scenes? Is it fun? Is it stressful? Do you love it?
I don't know, you end in learning that everybody's human being, everybody's the same. But of course, the
Yeah,
first time is so exciting, because it maybe, I don't know, I remember I interviewed Kiss, Kiss, remember the old days, like back in the time with Guns N'
yeah,
Roses. Kiss was like huge back in the time. So I remember the first time I interviewed
yes,
them. I was so excited because, I grew up in a very young girl and it was huge for my parents. And so when I meet it in person, even I didn't want to get excited, I was really excited, you know.
yeah,
Or when I meet Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, oh my gosh, last year, I was so excited because one of my dreams always was meet Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. So that was very exciting. I'm not going to lie to you. The most exciting time. So that I think the one thing I had to say 2025, meeting Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt was my biggest happiness because, of course, I'm a girl. I think they're very good looking and they're
yes,
classy, It's international people. It's with the Snoop Dogg, working with him, he was funny and completely different character, right? And it's just so many different people that you experience, and then later it's normal talking to them. A lot of the people coming with my friends, a lot of the boxers. I have tons of boxers friends because we work so much together that you come in having a friendship with everybody. Some people you don't, but it's
yeah,
fun, you learn a lot about these stories, like people tell you stories. They have the most funny stories, and you fascinated when they're talking to you and they tell you it was this, it was that, like Jamie Foxx, like he's always tell us the most funny stories, and then we
yeah,
listen to him, and everybody is like, example, we're in the house and everybody's around him and all listen to him because he had really cool stories. So I think it's more learning about them, what they're going to tell you about them, because obviously they have more access with crazy stories more than somebody that just start, right? So that's
yeah.
I think was the most exciting part, learning about these stories they have to tell you.
Let me ask you, when you see a model or a talent, what kind of stops you? You know that you know they're good the moment they walk in. What are those qualities they have?
For me, a model depends what it is for, but in general, personality. I really like the
Mhm.
girl is very nice. They have good energy and friendly and sweet because yes, I can hire somebody that have just stunning, beautiful, but it's very stuck up and very like already you
Mm,
can feel like I don't do this, I don't do that, and already
yeah,
negative. And I'm like, if I feel this way, how my client is going to feel. Even sometimes the client say, I want her, I don't care. And then say, don't ever book me that girl again. And like, oh, I knew it. I should follow my. So for me, it's, yeah, beautiful, of course. But it's like I say, we need all type of people, not only good looking. We need, because I'm a talent agency. So but yeah, it has to be personality. It has to be super nice. I like very kind and very sweet. Like Juan, he's the PR.
yes,
Juan, I hired him in the first place as an actor. He was super duper duper nice. So I would call him all day long, Juan, Juan, Juan.
yeah,
So because he's so nice, he's so easygoing, and my clients love that.
yeah,
And when you even go to my backstage and my fashion shows, everybody's so nice. It never yells, it never screams. Everybody's super nice. We have crazy people coming from north side. That it is. But our team, super duper nice. So that's number one. Nice personality for me. Okay.
Awesome. So, and people know you more as a CEO, but you have a 19-year career in theater and TV and radio and hosting yourself. Like, did the agency come from all of all that experience you had? And did it kind of grow together at the same time? Like all of your like in front of the camera grow with you being running an agency as a CEO?
Yeah, so actually I started with the agency, and then
Okay.
when I was going to meetings with directors to talk about the talent, I say, so what are you, my first movie, I remember, "Oh, what are you doing today?" I say, nothing, I came here because you told me you need a specific talent. I need someone like you in this moment. Are you available? I'm like, yes. Your role is a nurse, and that's Simon movie, I remember. And I'm like, okay, this is your lines. Can you do? I said, yeah, actually, I did theater, so that was my first movie I worked, and I was so excited. I was like, okay, because it was a big movie. So yeah, one thing takes me the other one. Somebody picked me. I started doing movies, and then somebody picked me for a TV show because the movie, they interviewed me, said, "We will like you start tomorrow to be a TV host." I'm like, I never was a TV host. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, sure, I do it. So everything like that, I was learning, and I worked so much in theater with the Mexican actors, the biggest Mexican actors in comedy. And that's when I really learned my acting skills. And from there, I started working in like different comedy and Spanish comedy. And in English, I did more movies. But I always the girl from another country with my accent, obviously, because I never took care of my accent. I don't know why. So I was the international role
Yeah.
in every movie that I work.
Do you think being a performer, having that in your background, do you think that makes you a better agent for people? Because you know what, you kind of know what to do from both sides.
I never think about that. Yeah, maybe do I do because I have girls all over the world. When I opened the agency, I wanted to be exotic looks. Girls, they can be any part in the world, so I can book them for any type of job. That was my specific looks in my agency. And I always look at girls like she can be American, she can be Latino, she can be, I don't know, but Asian is a little bit hard, but like,
Yeah.
Croatian or Russian, where like you can look like from Russia and you can look like from Irish, you have the
Yeah.
look, you don't know what. Okay, so I always look for people I can book it for everything. So that was my first idea with the open the agency, and they work so well. And I give visas to. I've been given visa for the past 18 years. I give visas to people from other countries, so that also opens the doors a lot. And I understand when girls coming from other countries are excited. They make them more humble. They make them want to work more because it's you move into a new country, you don't know anything about it, so having an
Yeah.
agency to give a visa and give it opportunity is huge for them. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe that helps that I was from different country. Never thought about it.
So let's talk about something that you've done a lot of. You've done over 45 fashion shows at venues, like big venues, some of the Hollywood's top spots. So walk me through like what it takes to pull off one of these big fashion shows. It must be so much work.
I worked so much. So after COVID-19, there was the biggest disasters, in my career with the agency.
Yeah.
I really, I feel like I was trying to start over again, for to be honest to you. So, and I've been telling this in my interview because it's the truth. COVID make a really impact in everybody's life, not only in me. So I come with the idea to open the fashion shows because my clients and designers it couldn't afford a photo shoot. So I said, what if I do a fashion show where everybody collaborate and then we motivation designers doing fashion show, getting pictures so they can sell the clothes and then they can hire me my models, you know? So
Yeah, yeah.
I put all these together and I put singers and little by little my fashion shows are getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And not right now I'm done more than 55. I know how to adapt because I'm continue doing, I do it every month now. So it's been a huge challenge. And everything is because I have a great connection because I book locations for production. So I know the owners from places. That's how I get into all these big places because I already know the owners of the places. Some ones I did they're brand new and I didn't know them and actually Juana was helping me to cook his great PR. So to maybe to talk for me, you know. But yeah, so I bring business to the place because you bring I don't not only bring the show, I bring the guests, VIP guests. I don't charge in my fashion shows and I bring very good people and so the locations get great quality people and we kind of all work in each other's and we all collaborate each other's where everybody beneficial in their own way, you know. So yeah, so it's a lot of work. I work a lot every week. I finish one, I relax 2 3 days, and I start over again because I don't want to lose the
Oh, wow.
momentum. So I work a lot. I've never been working so much in my life. I'm being honest with you.
And we'll be right back. Okay, and now back to the show. And you have a magazine, RLC Talent Magazine. And so you've had some big people on the cover. You've had Eric Roberts on your cover. That's huge. You've had Corey Feldman, which I've known since I grew up with Corey Feldman, so I know who Corey Feldman. So what does having somebody like Eric Roberts mean to you for your brand kind of moving forward? Because that's a big person to get.
Yeah, so his manager is my manager, Scott, who was
Okay.
cooking for movies. And and I book Eric Roberts for independent and not his agency and not any agencies for celebrities, but I work with the managers and I book in just for projects. So I book Eric for different projects through his management company. There's his wife Elizabeth and Scott. So I asked them because we know him for so long. I say, hey, do you think Eric will like to be in my cover? 1 second, Scott said, let me check. And then Eric said yes. And I think that's because we have a relationship working together. It built, we have a good relationship. So they say yes. Same as with Jay Mosley, Sugar Shane Mosley, the boxer. Also,
Yeah.
we know him for so long each other's. And I asked him, he said yes. I put it in. Saying as Corey, we worked in a TV show together back in the time. I think it was 2011, I think it was. It was something about angels. And I was a co-host and I bring some girls. So we worked together some yeah, so that's how it's a relationship that we have from the past. And I asked them to say yes. And they're like, okay, great. So and the general Gary Grant, he's a mentor of my son. He's a basketball player and he worked on Lakers, Clippers, Miami Heat. So he will not say no to me with the interviews. And then I asked him for being in the magazine. I think he said yes. And I was so excited because, NBA player with such a huge career and he's a legend in the basketball. So he said, yes, I was so excited. So most of the time it's people they already know, they work with or are friends or they understand how we have relationship and that's how they are in my magazine. So now it's coming out Nicole Murphy. I meet her and actually Juan is the one helped me to get her. We asked her in person and she said yes. We're like so excited, because I'm trying to put legends in my covers in my magazine or someone who have done so much work that you're like, wow, this person, like Sofia Milos, right? She's international Italian
Yeah.
actress, but she's been working in so many TV series. She done so much work, So putting them in my cover is not because because of celebrity. It's because what they done so much work. There's a good sample for the ones they want to be like them. They have a big career. Like Eric Roberts, how many movies he does? He's one of the most known actors for working in tons of movies.
Yeah.
That is amazing. For me, that's a legend. Someone have a
Yeah.
huge career.
So on top of all this that we've talked about, there's even more that you're doing, and I want to talk about that too. So you've have a modeling school that started in 2025 that you launched. So it's RLC model classes in Calabasas. So you were doing an agency for over 21 years. So why did you decide to start a school now? Like, did you feel like you've learned so much you could teach people how to be a true talent or a model? Is that your reasoning for doing that?
Yeah, so I noticed with the fashion shows, everybody want to be in the runways, every single one. How
Mhm.
I can be in the runway? Do you have a classes? And I'm like, I want to have the school before, but I was so busy that I don't do it. I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to get this young girl from 10 years old to 20 and teach them to be a commercial model or runway model or print model. And I'm going to like guiding these little kids and coming be models in my own agencies, and then I can book them. So they're spending a little money, but it's coming back in one or two jobs they done. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it back. Even Megan Fox, little girl, was one of my first students, and she find out no, she didn't really like runway model. Now she likes more acting in commercial model, and actually I book her for commercial. So see, the little girls going to realize I love runway and I don't. Or I love print more the commercial
Yeah.
model. And that's the three things I teach in them, right? So I'm kind of like I like it because I keep it for my agency. I helping them, and there's not many modeling schools anymore in LA. So that's the reason why. So I had the modeling, and the magazine is to be grateful to all the models and singers and photographers and designers that been in my shows and also in the modeling schools. I put everybody in my magazine, and then the cover is the big legend because I didn't tell you. So that's why I built that magazine.
That's amazing. So we have more though, more that you've done, which is a docuseries that you've done, and you did a premiere of it at the Chinese Theatre. So tell me about that docuseries and how exciting was it to have it premiere at such a legendary place?
Yeah, honestly, this year I was really excited about that. So backstage, a lot of things happens, right?
Mhm.
Uh, with like I said, my models are very good team, but we have people outside that's like crazy people. Like we have a stalkers, the real stalkers. No, it's not fake. It's real, and we have like a lot of situations that happen. So my filmmaker and me were like, that would be cool to make backstage docu-series. Yeah, that would be awesome. And he said, let's do it. I said, really? So we started filming backstage when we're in the real fashion show, and we actually make it happen. So I asked the models, hey, you would like to be part of the backstage? Yeah, we'd love to. So that's why we put RLC backstage, because that's what's happening. And
Mm.
we filmed me like, I think we take like 3 weeks. And then I text Dave Brown, who's manager of the Jamie Foxx, and I say, he have a film festival. And I say, hey, can I apply with my docu-series that we just almost done? We were like, how one more? Yeah, apply. And he didn't know which one was mine. We put it between all the rest and we get picked. And
Wow.
I was
That's amazing.
so we were so excited because I even told my filmmaker before he's applied mine, I told him apply his movie and he get picked. So and then I called Dave Brown and I said, listen, my docu series, your people pick it. So can we put it with my with my filmmakers, the other movie, we put it in the same day. He said, oh my gosh, it was yours day yet. So it was good because he doesn't know, because he's in the top of the head. So he have a huge team working. So he doesn't know what's going on until in the end, So it was really good. And we're so excited. So nothing. We prepare everything. I make the poster. I invite a lot of the people. We have like, I don't know, almost 150 people in the Chinese theater. They come to see us. There was my people, the invite. So we were so excited. It was definitely a good experience. So because of that, I talked to some friends or a network. It's a digital network, and now we're working and that we filming more so we can have 3 seasons to go to the network.
Wow, that's amazing. It sounds like a perfect streaming service, network documentary. It sounds perfect for that.
Thank you.
I would watch it.
Yeah, we're sending it to you.
So tell me what the next 5 years look like for RLC and for you. Like what do you want to accomplish in the next 5 years? You've done so much already, but what's on your to-do list next?
So, well, one of the things I want happens because already working on it is in my Bambino foster kids. So right now I have the Bambino foster kids and I just get donations so I can help any other foster kids or anybody they need. Like for example, I have a case, the little girl in Argentina, she was need, she have a leukemia and she's need $4,000 to make it happen. So I was trying doing movement here, getting money so we can donate and we help the more we couldn't help, So, and I don't know, anybody they need help, I'm trying to help. And as of right now, because I don't have the money to make a foster kids, the way I want it. So one of the goals is having a foster kids. And that's why I'm building this business anew to make it big and just can have enough money to make the foster kid. That's one of my goals. I really would love to help, even as a little percent, get better these kids, give a good opportunity to these kids. They need it, And about the business, I'm already working on new projects already. I will not talk about it much, but we coming with something new with singers, and we're going to launch it really soon. So creating new business opportunity, creating and giving opportunities to people they need to work, especially because the technology right now is so big and AI. So I want to create business where I can continue giving work to people and not feel desperate to like, oh, what's going on? Entertainment is dying right now. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm continue creating new stuff so we can keep it up and be alive human beings the way they should be,
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question, Juan.
No, you did. You totally did. And I love it that you're like giving back to the foster care. I mean, that's really amazing because it's just good karma that you're going to get back from that. So it's really good that you're not just, all business and that you started off, like I asked you what you were going to do. And that was the first thing you said. So I love it that you want to help people. It's really a good quality. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So is there anybody who you have not worked with that you would love to work with?
Oh, I think so many people,
Who's your top two? Who's your top two people you would love to work with?
Brad Pitt. I would love to work with him. And I think most, what did we do? Second person. I think I would like to have Angelina Jolie, like the two, like people who
separate though, but they got to be separate in separate productions.
They got to be separate projects. No, but I'm just thinking about people who impacts in people's life,
Yeah.
it will be fun to work with, you know. I mean, it's so many good people. It's so hard to say true because, you know, it's such a smart people in this world, you know. I would love to work with Joe Dispenza. He's a doctor for neurology. And the things I learned, and because I do a lot of meditation, the things I learned from these people, I would love to work with them just to make it maybe like a talk show or like
Mm,
something because it's such a, I don't know, such a positive, and you learn so much about them, and make you better person and better human being, you know. And for me it's very
yeah.
important to always be the best of yourselves, uh, not only make money, be a better person and being grateful, you know. And if I can work with people is like that, oh my gosh, that's my dream too. So yeah, I will say
Yeah.
Joe this answer. I would love to work with him.
Awesome. Well, I love that. You are so amazing. I love all the things that you're doing. I love the things that I
Yeah.
mean, you're so busy. I don't even know when you sleep. Like, I feel like you don't sleep.
Yeah. I don't sleep much. I need to sleep more.
Yeah.
I need to sleep
Well,
more.
thank you so much for being. I will leave in the description of this podcast or video, I will leave a link to your website so people can go and check it out and check out how they can go maybe do your modeling classes or how they can maybe be represented by you as an agent. You know, so I'll put all that in there so people can to learn more about you. So thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on. You're an amazing person, and I'm so glad I got to speak with you.
Zach, thank you so much. I wanna hopefully I wake up with you in my magazine, and it's coming out the Nicole Murphy cover, and then the last one is Matias Desiderio, is a international Argentinian actor. So we have this one. So hopefully, if you wanna be in the magazine, I would love to put you
I'm
to
in
see.
it. I'm there. Count me in.
Yes, that's the fun. That's the fun. Thank you so
All right.
much. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you so
show.
much for being on. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.